Can you combine superhero comics filled with action and fun with Bible values? Is there a comic that's safe for parents but not boring for kids? The answer is yes. Alpha Red is a comic book that combines action and danger with faith-filled stories that will draw your kids in and give them some godly inspiration. Wes is your friendly neighborhood handyman who's chosen for an experiment and given superpowers that make him super strong, fast, and smart, becoming Alpha Red. He's given a super suit filled with spiritual technology to become the hero we need to stop Omega Black and his army from taking over the world. Alpha Red and his kingdom allies must save the world by making sure Satan and his demons can't use their army of transforming robot tanks to teleport all over the world and destroy every major city on Earth. Starting November 17th, you can pre-order Alpha Red Volume 1, which collects Alpha Red issues 1 through 5. This will ship in time for Christmas, so don't miss out on the comic where the Bible meets the battle. Super stories for super kids. Alpha Red. Go to shopalphared.com starting November 17th to bring home an adventure you can believe in. What's going on, friends? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. I do love that intro. You should see me over here. Got that little applause. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I love these buttons. I gotta figure out a better way to use them. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you for showing up. And it is Friday. We're gonna draw. And yes, we are going to draw Batman. We're going to finish up a sketch cover that I started 8 weeks ago. No, not quite that long. 6 weeks ago when I was on vacation with my wife. And just wanted to sneak something in while she was going for a walk. And never finished it. I keep looking at it, and I want to get it done because I do like the way it looks. So it's mostly going to be an inking thing. So, but I did want to. Good news, guys. Good news. Alpha Red Volume 1 is in the house. I don't know if you caught the quick unboxing of the live, but this is in the house. Got printed in time. I will ship them out in time for Christmas. And you have about another hour and a half, I believe, to pick it up. Shopalphared.com. You can pick up Alpha Red Volume 1, which collects issues 1 through 5. Let's go through Alpha Red number 8 and see where I am. I'm going to pull up this screen that is going to show you. Well, you know what? I wanted to do that. I wanted to do it this way because there are people watching vertically, and so I wanted to make sure that you guys got the full picture. This is issue number 8, page 8, and this is kind of the process that I can't see. Can't see. So it is a wrestling-centric issue of Alpha Red, and this is the main bad guy about to head into the ring and get his rear end whooped. This was the page before. This was page 7. So if you follow along, I just give you the progress of each week, and it was not an especially productive week. I was traveling a lot. I had a Christmas party at this is page 5, Christmas party. So I had to travel out of town, stayed at an Airbnb, and this is page 4 of issue number 8. He meets the girl that he grew up with, and she's looking a little bit different than he remembered her the last time he saw her. So he's got a little hearts in his eyeballs and birds chirping in his ear. But yeah, like I said, wrestling centric issue, and it's partly marketing, but really I like the enthusiasm that the crossover of fans have, because everywhere I go, everywhere I show up, there is always wrestlers who have come to do signings. And so I thought, what a great way to interact with those fans and try to make them fans of Alpha Red. So other things that are for sale on my Etsy. This is the sketch of Absolute Batman that I drew the other day. It comes with the ash can, the San Diego Comic-Con ash can. You can see that over there on my Etsy store, jamesq.net. jamesq.net. You can pick that up. You can pick up this other thing that I did. I did not draw this on the stream, but I had a lot of fun doing that. But some cool stuff over there at jamesq.net. So do not miss out before Christmas, because I will send it out immediately. But this is the man of the hour. I'm going to put it here, and switch the add to the stage. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but that is. Ooh, let me move this. Can I move this? Yeah, I can move this. I did this about 6 weeks ago while I was in the woods of Maine, and so we're gonna get back to it. We're gonna do some inking on this guy, and before I do that, though, I'm gonna say hello to whoever's here. Brother Ryan from Zebra Comics is in the house. What's going on, Ryan? Thank you for being number one. Number two is Fong. Are we drawing Batman? Yes, we are. Well, I am. So it sounds like you're going to get your pencil out and your stuff, and you're going to join me. That's how we can draw Batman. Right, Brother Fong? All right. Got the Geeky Catholic in the house. Ernest in the house. Welcome back, brother. Alpha Red Volume 1 in the house. Can't wait. Thank you for your support. Happy Friday, y'all. Benny, brother Benny is in the house. And we are ready, set, going. We're going. I hope you guys had a great week. It is Friday. And I am pooped. I don't know. By the end of the week, as ready as I am for the weekend, I definitely need the break, because I've been going, traveling. It's a 4-hour trip to the home office. I don't remember if I was trying to mimic the old. I believe that I was. So we will continue to try to draw the Batman of old. But yeah, there was so much snow here. We got about a foot of snow in the last 3 days in central New York. And guys, it's only December 12th. We have had a record snowfall for this season already. We have had about 3 feet of snow. 3 feet of snow already since the beginning of November. And so I feel bad for my son. He's down there. He is not quite himself. He just kind of rambles incoherently. He rambles a little bit, and so I just try to be there for him. And we can't talk about anything really deep because he's just not in his right mind. I tried to do an Advent thing with him while he was sitting there, because he does want to spend time with other humans. So I tried to. That's what I forgot to plug. I don't know where it is, but my Advent books, the Advent books that I drew for Bible Visuals International, you can pick that up at Bible Visuals International. And I think the Advent book is the front and center thing right now, for obvious reasons. But it turned out pretty cool, pretty awesome. They did change a few things. I'm not going to tell you where which images they adjusted. They adjusted some. But hey, they paid me, and I made as many adjustments as they told me to adjust. There was one adjustment that I could not make happen. There's lots of glowy angels and stuff, and I actually did a lot of the coloring for it also. Brother Ernest says, liking the Batman cover, James. Looks like he's about to dish out some justice. Heck yeah. That's how it, old school style. Old school style. But yeah, this is not my pose, not my original pose. So if you watch the original draw stream, which was on the last Sunday in October, is when I drew it. And I was doing it one-handed from the phone. One of those moves, Ernest, I know that you were impressed by when I sit there in my my man chair and I'm streaming, drawing with one hand, holding the phone with the other, streaming, talking, and drawing at the same time. But I was doing one of those up and in Maine with my wife. We went up there for a quick getaway, like 3 or 4 days we spent in the woods of Maine, and very bad internet connection. So there's a little bit of that. Not in my normal man chair, but I showed you what the reference was where I got the pose. This is a Joe Madureira Inhuman cover. Pose cover. I'm not familiar with the character, so I would tell you what the character was, but the character's on fire. He's a fire character. Spanish guy who finds out he's a mutant. And I couldn't tell you what the story's about. I don't buy Joe Madureira comics for their story. I just hope that the story's good. I do read them, but I don't reread them typically. I just buy it for his artwork. Just do it for the artwork. But yeah, it's how it starts. I try to get some inspiration, like what is the mood, and that has always been a really good cover. It's a powerful pose. Looks like he's coming at you, and you don't want to be messing with the guy who's posed like this, who's looking in your direction. So I took the opportunity to use that. I guess it's an homage then, an homage cover. I don't think about it, honestly, because as I listen to some of the Rob Liefeld stuff and recognize that a lot of our favorite artists just kind of were inspired by other great creators, and they end up, I guess we would call it swiping or homaging, but it was more swiping because they would not credit the other artist. Some of them would actually swipe themselves. Like I was looking at a picture of Wolverine drawn by Jim Lee. I was like, that image looks identical to the Captain America page, page 2, issue number 268, page 1, where Captain America jumps into the gaggle of hand ninjas. But it's also like the cover of Wolverine something or other. The same pose. So they kind of ape each other. They even ape themselves. I guess, and who knows where Jim Lee might have been inspired to take that pose from. So it's not as unusual, and there's nothing new under the sun, as far as poses and things go. So it's really hard to come up with something that's cool and original. I mean, it can be an echo of something really cool and inspired by, which is what I like to do. I think I look at something, like for this, it was very intentional. I looked at like the hands and the shoulders, and I very much is an homage. Whereas for most images that I am just kind of using as inspiration, it will be less obvious after I get done with the picture, because I've taken a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and the inspiration just kind of comes, like it creates its own newish image, even if you can see the underpinnings of another pose from another artist. But that's how we do it. That's how we do it, especially in comics, where it was definitely more of a commercial product. I know that a lot of us like to think that it is an art form, which it is, but that is an evolution, I think, of what it was. Because what it was just a way to sell advertisements to young men or young women. I'm sure the little romance comics or whatever alternative comics they had out there for kids, even kids who didn't like superhero comics. I think superhero comics can be, America can be given credit for creating the superhero genre, but comic books have been kind of telling sequential stories like forever, and they were all kinds of different stories, and they were not necessarily superhero. There were westerns, there were romance, there were whatever. And as the story goes, I believe the guys who kind of glommed onto it, Marvel, I want to say. I know that Superman is largely given credit for the superhero craze, but I thought that I heard Marvel, and maybe the one who knows it all, Brother Fong, can correct me if I'm wrong. But I thought it was the Marvel owner, like forsook everything else and converted all of the publishing to superhero stuff. All the artists, all the writers were then kind of transitioned over to writing and creating superheroes. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Anybody out there know? Am I lying? Am I lying? I do watch a bunch of documentaries, and it's a combination of comic reviews, comic news, all those happenings, and then some of it is like history, the history of comics and such. And I thought that I heard at some point just the biggest publisher, whoever it was at the time, kind of preferred superhero comics. So that's what they put their money into with the creators. And now we have all of our cool comic creations. Superheroes, I mean, that we love. But obviously, if you pick up any kind of anime, I mean, not anime, manga, it could be manga about anything. It could be biographical, autobiographical even. In the case of Family Style, that Brother Fong gifted me on my 50th birthday, sent me a copy of Family Style, which was the journey of a Vietnamese immigrant done in comic, which was very, very entertaining. He's a lefty though. Sounded like by the end of the comic. I don't know how that happens, but like, how do you put politics into it? But the whole journey was very good, and very so well done. The story, the pacing, as an immigrant myself, a lot of his experiences sounded like mine. Now, he went through a much harsher journey to America than I did. I had planes, went via the plane, and didn't spend very much time in Guam. I think he went to Guam. But anyway, that is comics. The potential for comics is that you can do any genre. But for us, give me superheroes. Give me superheroes. At least like a hint of superheroes, even if it's like not superheroes. Like, the kids have to think that they're superheroes or something. I know it's not fair that I put such a high bar on my comics, but they must contain superheroes. So I am ready for the weekend, for sure. Everybody done with Christmas gifting? Any super unique gifts? I have a very unique gift for my wife that I don't want to mention until after I give it to her, just in case she feels like checking in on one of my live streams. Sometimes I just give her a hard time, just to give her a hard time. Like, she doesn't watch any of my live streams. She has a podcast, and I try to listen to at least a handful of her homeschool podcasts every month, like 3 or 4. She puts out 2 a week, so I try to hit 3 or 4. Sometimes I am mentioned in there, so it's nice. But I do not want to. I don't want her to accidentally. I don't want to accidentally spill the beans on this very unique gift. And I'm very proud of it. I'm trying to make it I'm trying to spruce it up just a little bit more. I hope that I can. I hope that I can make it just a little bit more special. But I also got her some boring stuff. Socks. She's kind of She's kind of crazy though. She likes those toe socks, which I might want a pair. I mean, her and my son, my number one son, they walk around with these toe socks, and it's weird looking. If you've never seen toe socks, like socks where they have like the individual toes working, it's really weird, very strange. Very, very strange. But the way that they talk about how comfortable they are and how snuggly warm their feet feel gives me a little FOMO. Get a little FOMO going. So I'm kind of hoping that the pair that I bought for her are too big for her. Yeah. Ernest says, yeah, don't give away Christmas secrets. She might be watching. It's highly, highly unlikely, Ernest. There's like a 99.9% chance she'll never watch it. Even when I ask her to, sometimes I'm like, hey, I need some views. This was very early on. I was like, I need somebody to be watching it. Can you please watch it? I'm going right upstairs. I'm going to turn it on right now. And I go upstairs and I start talking, and 5 minutes into it, still not there. 10 minutes in, no, let me text her. Oh, yeah. And then she just turns it on and puts it down. Thankfully, you guys showed up, and we can hang out. But after all these years of Alpha Red, she has never read one full issue of Alpha Red. That is how polar opposite my wife and I are. We are that polar opposite. So this went pretty fast, guys. I'm almost done. I got a bunch that I'd love to finish up. I got a Deadpool one that I started way back when. All right, we're gonna add the contrast. I always forget we want more contrast. So here we go. Let's see, because we want bats to pop out, right? And we want the blackness of the bat to kind of get punched up. So let us use the fatness, the old fatter one. I forgot. I don't always think about the contrast. And I am definitely into this newer style of super duper cross hatching. Like, it's not even just cross hatching, because it's cross hatching would mean you cross the hatching, but that's not even the most important part. I just kind of use the direction of the line work to kind of, I don't know, create a texture or a visual, whatever, to kind of help define the form, and just kind of crept into my style. And I don't know how to do it any other way. And it was because I did that, the Advent project for Bible Visuals International.org. If you're looking for more artwork that I was a part of, I would offer you the extras. They did give me 4 comp copies, but I offered the remaining 3 because I'm going to keep one for me and my family. And my mother-in-law, I offered it to her. She's got 3 boys, 3 sons that have fairly large families. And she loves sharing that kind of stuff with them. So I offered them to her, and she scooped them up. I was going to add them to my fund my comic thing. I was trying that earlier today when I got the copies in, and it's going to be the last day, last couple hours here. I think I have it closing down at 9 or 9:30, but I was going to add the Advent book in there and let you guys know if you showed up that was available. And I was like, oh, my mother-in-law is going to kill me if I don't let her know about these. And so that was her dinging away, asking if she can Venmo me. These boomers, they're funny with the technology. She had no idea what Venmo was 7 weeks ago. And she comes out to help my wife with her homeschool conference that we put on. And she said, people tell me I need to accept Venmo. Do you know how to do Venmo? Like, just download it. And then it gives you a little account thing. And then you can attach a bank account to it after the fact if you want the money. So that's what she did. And she said she made most of her sales from Venmo. And so now that's how she wants to pay everybody. So I don't know much about Venmo. I usually do PayPal, but I have Venmo. So if you guys ever want to do Venmo, if you're like my mother-in-law, who is just kind of gets dialed in on something, and that's all she knows. I can Venmo instead of PayPal. Instead of I can do Stripe. I can do Venmo. I can do the Cash App. But that's funny how boomers just kind of. She's in her 70s, my mother-in-law, and just discovering things like that. All right, let's add more contrast. Where can we add more contrast? Right here, right? This glove. So we're going to like do the knuckles like this medium grade so that he obviously has black or blue. That's right. I was doing the old school version here where his costume is blue and gray. But maybe that's why I didn't do. No, it's black. I was going to say, that's black. His underwear is black. Yeah. It's the gloves that are not quite as black, but they're going to be. They're going to be. Brother Ernest says, this is going up on Etsy or already sold. It is going up on Etsy unless you want to Venmo. I was going to put it up for $35, and that includes the shipping, but I'm already going to ship something to you. So if you are interested, Ernest, $35, and this justice-seeking Batman is all yours. Venmo, PayPal is fine too. That's jamesqartist@gmail.com is my. That's this year. James Q Artist. Ernest, if you are inclined, that can that will arrive along with the Alpha Red Volume 1 goodies. Goodies. The Alpha Red goodies. Now, I appreciate you and the support for Alpha Red, and I am very grateful, very thankful for you. Gonna see if I want to like gradually go into like a very dark, or if I keep it like with the forming lines here, or kind of wherever the muscles are, I kind of go. Doesn't have to be. It's not a hard and fast rule. I haven't like solidified the style or technique quite yet, but it's starting to take shape. I'm definitely using it for Alpha Red issue number 8. I find myself doing this a lot, and I, once you have a new technique, you just explore it. I don't even know how to explain it. You just keep doing it until you find its weakness. Like, it can only go so far. But you have that arrow in your quiver, and that is what it is. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what my Venmo is as much as I've spoken about a Venmo. Could not tell you exactly. I think because we have time here, I'm going to go scorched earth with these lines. Make it look like one of those old newspaper drawings where it's like so many like parallel lines, like it looks like a black and white photo, but it's the artist going hardcore on like all the form lines and just beautiful stuff. And like, how do you have the time to do it? But maybe they do it super fast. Don't know. Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brother Ernest, in the house. Thank you, sir. So yeah, no, I am excited that it is going home with you. Now the pressure's on. I'm like, oh man, don't make it worse. I'm looking. Are you guys looking forward to the new year? Are you thinking about that? Or are you just kind of getting through Christmas and you have a whole week to think about your New Year's resolutions? Are you going to lose weight? Are you going to stop doing something? Ernest, are you going to continue with your daily rosary routine? That is huge respect. I forget what you're up to. I don't get on X much just because I don't feel like I don't know how to use X. I can get lost on X, so I don't like just jump on. I mean, that's all the social medias. All my social medias are kind of that way. I get lost, and so I'm typically on Facebook. There's plenty of getting lost on Facebook without getting on X, and I know you post like your daily progress on your commitment to doing the rosary. Is there something else that you do too? I think it's praying the rosary, and are you doing like another thing? You'll have to let me know. You will have to let me know. It's very encouraging, you know. It's a hard. I mean, I tell myself that I'm gonna do the Bible every day, and I do it most days. But it's definitely, if I were to keep a chart, it would probably go up to like 10 or 15 days, and then I'd have a break, just because I wake up too late, or I'm traveling, and my routine is not there. I'm not sitting there drinking my coffee and reading in the same spot. So yeah, the Airbnb just does not lend itself to like routine, especially 2 different Airbnbs over 2 days. You know, you get in, you just kind of get unpacked, figure out where all the toiletries are, and then you just kind of settle in for just a little bit. I did get a chance to draw, so I try to make it as universally like something that I can pick up easily and transport easily. So I'm thankful for like the smaller size that I use now for the pages. It just kind of lends itself to me being able to transport my drawing situation almost everywhere I go, because all I need is my lap and my clipboard and the paper, some pens, pencils. But all that stuff is relatively easily transportable. All right. I'm going to let this one sit for just a little bit and pick up another one. Because I don't want to overcook this one and then overdo it. So I want it to sit for a little bit. You know, after you cook something like a lasagna or something, you got to let it sit. That's what I like to do with my pictures. And what do I have on the back? Nothing on the back. Ha! I do have. You know what? Where's... All right. Here's a bunch of stuff that I started or didn't start. Ooh, I could draw. I could start an alpha red. How about this? This Spitfire. Did you guys ever get into the new universe from Marvel? It was like before there was an image or a Ultimate Universe or whatever. They tried to reboot, or at least allow the creators at the time, their current hot creators at the time, allowed them to create a whole nother universe that was more science-based. It quickly just transformed into, there was magic. I believe there was like magic and stuff in there. But they put their hot young talent on there and try to create alternate universe, a new universe, obviously. Well, bad move. Let me see. Did I miss something? Did I miss anything? Did anyone claim this sketch yet? Unfortunately for you, Fong, the geeky Catholic has sniped it away from you. So yes, Ernest did get this one. I've been doing the Bible in a year and the Catechism in a year. Okay. So yeah, the Bible in a year. I'm doing, I don't know if I'm doing that. Like I just do 2 or 3 chapters a day. So you can get pretty far. So sorry, I was driving to pickleball. You missed it. Fong. You missed it, brother. You missed it. Yep. But yes. Yeah. So the Catechism is that like what constitutes the Catechism? Is it like a couple of different things that make up the Catechism? And you guys got more books, I think, than Protestants. So it's harder. I think you have I don't know what the Apocrypha books like. Is that what it's called? The books that the Catholics have that Protestants don't have. I know that my wife was just talking to my son about it in the car on the way home while they were doing homeschool. That's the beauty of homeschool. You can do it right in the car while you're traveling. You never miss a day. No snow days, even when there's a snow day. There's snow on that day. But yeah, this so I met someone at one of the shows, and they are just like deeply into the new universe from back in the 80s. And so he had me drawing a bunch of these characters from the new universe. And he even sent me a stack of them. This is actually one of the ones that he sent me. So what I did was I created a sketch cover, because obviously they're not making sketch covers for new universe stuff. But I thought it'd be fun to recreate these covers where it appears like it's an actual sketch cover using the old logos. It ended up taking a lot more time than than I wanted to take, and then I never ended up using it. I printed it out on a sticker thing. Like you can never take it off anymore, but like I used the actual issue number 1, and so that is how I have this. So it's not an official sketch cover, but it is a sketch cover, and you actually get Spitfire and the Troubleshooters number 1 with a sketch of Spitfire, which is her, of course, a redhead, I think Marvel creators, or just maybe comic book creators overall are redhead obsessed. All the girls are redheads. Maybe not all of them, but many. But we'll go until 9. We did go through that inking super fast. I was not expecting that. I must not have jinxed myself by saying it should be pretty fast. Ernest says, so you made that cover to go over the comic? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if you can tell, like right here, but like it's pasted on there. So like they make these sticker sheets, just like pieces of paper, and it's sticker on the back. And so I printed it out, made it completely the right size, same size, cut it. And did I cut this? So like sometimes it doesn't always match right up, but because I have a paper cutter that will cut through like this much paper, I put it on that and I cut it down, and so it lines right up. So the whole thing lines exactly over the cover. So if you guys don't want it, I'm gonna reach out to that one guy and see if he'd be interested in any of my sketch cover on the actual comic thing. So he's like very into it. He and a friend go through every issue in the order that they were published, and they have a podcast and they talk about it, and they have a Facebook group, and I tried listening to it, and the the best, I do listen to it when I'm having problems going to sleep. Like if I'm sitting there and I just need a quick nap, like during the day, I'm like, what's going to make me fall asleep super quick? And so I turn on their podcast, and it puts me right out. They're very excited about it. It's nothing against them, but when you don't care about the subject matter, like, wow, definitely. It just kind of hypnotizes you and puts you to sleep. Actually, Todd McFarlane drew an issue of Spitfire and the Troubleshooters. So if you look for that, I think he did issue 2 or 3. So Marvel was toying with an alternate universe, but they wanted all new heroes, and it was supposed to be the science-basedness of a lot of things. Like she rides around in a giant robot, and it is relatively lame. I don't know. But it's a big square robot, but it's in the 80s, and Japanese cartoons had not come over yet. That's what I attributed to the lame imagination of Western civilization. We were cowboys, we had the horses and all that stuff, and so we didn't have the robots. But so that's her origin story. Her dad was killed creating this weapon, and she was like a science teacher or whatever, and her nickname was Spitfire. And so nobody, like, once they killed her dad, they couldn't activate the thing because they couldn't figure out his password, and his password was obviously Spitfire. And so she was the only one to be able to access it. And she had, I think she was a teacher, like a physics teacher or something like that, some kind of science teacher. And the troubleshooters were her students. So I'm glad that I have a little bit of time to kind of play around with this. I sketched this out like 2 years ago, I want to say. Two years later. Let's see. Ernest says, Not like the cool robots in certain Alpha Red comics. That's what I'm saying, sir. That's what I'm saying. And those are inspired by like Transformers and stuff. I forget what I was looking at, what I was watching to be inspired. It was not going to be an Alpha Red. What was I calling him? Alphabot? I think that was the name I was toying with, the Alphabot. But I don't remember when the idea came to me. I mean, I have the original drawing, and it's on just like a random sheet of scratch paper for the Alphabot. I don't know if that name is going to stick or not, but I am toying with the idea of bringing it back. So it can fit in certain storylines. I mean, I wish I could do it all. You know, I have this story kind of cast out, like kind of really far. And there's like these arcs that last, you know, the 5-issue. Like I think I'll break everything into like a 5-issue story. So there's a beginning, middle, end, obviously. That kind of wrap up in a neater way, and then just kind of set up for the next big arc. Like I can't wait until the end of issue number 10 to kind of hint at the next arc. So maybe we'll get through her. I'll just promise to finish her up. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll call it quits. Call it quitskis. We'll call it quitskis. But yeah, John Romita Jr. did a story in the new universe. There was one guy who was a Vietnam vet he was just like Rambo, honestly. And you could kind of see the influence of like the TV shows and the movies that were going on at the time, kind of dictating the direction of all these new characters and storylines. Remember, what was the show Automan? You guys remember that? Cursor? The guy, it was Desi Arnaz Jr., I believe, who was the main normal guy, and like some guy with a British accent was like the computer come to life, and he was like he's like Elon Musk or something, you know, but just like a guy with an accent who was like super smart and had something to do with computers and stuff is how I pictured Automan. But Cursor would make like cars for him. It would make clothes for him. Because he like glowed. No Automan fans. But I remember like Whiz Kids back then. What else? John Romita Jr.'s comic that he drew. It was like Stardust. Star something. And it was very, I don't know, it just had the 80s feel. Like the Rambo guy, he kind of felt like, it felt like A-Team meets Rambo. A-Team meets Rambo. Let me see if I do have a, if it's close enough. I did agree to do a cover or a pinup for a crossover that Alpha Red is a part of called Union of Justice. And so there are 7 characters that are involved in this crossover team up. And so instead of drawing like one cover that had them all on it, my idea was to just draw the 7 characters, and you could put them all together on the cover as if they were standing together, but I would draw them individually. And they're turning out pretty good. And I know exactly where they are. Let me finish up with her. Use the thicker pen. This is the V5, so I'll put on the I'll use the V7 to add some line weight to it, and then I will show you the progress. Got two of the characters all the way done. Working on the 3rd character. So there are 5 characters from the Starcross universe. So Starcross is where Alpha Red is being published. So a couple of those guys. So it's Atradian Justice, Starstruck, Red Talon, the Eternal, I think. The Eternal is the newest member of Starcross Comics. And then, of course, Alpha Red. All right, let's do the thicker lines, thicker. And then I will show you what I have not even shown the guy who is organizing it. My brother from another mother, Ralph Madrigal, the creator of Atradian Justice and the Justice Knights, the Justice Sword Knights. I don't know. I forget the whole name. It's a little long for me, but this is not my character. My character's name is Alpha Red, not the most creative name in the world. Who am I to judge somebody's name for their character or the title of their book? Certainly not for me to judge. Yeah, so this issue number 1, there's just so much story in these old comics. They go from one adventure to another. And it's like, that's only halfway through the comic. And you just get the equivalent of like 4 or 5 comics in one of these old comics. That's what it feels like. Now, I wish the drawings were better, but if we didn't have these drawings, it would have never evolved into what we have. So if Todd McFarlane was drawing Spitfire and the Troubleshooters, at some point, you gotta pay your dues, I guess, as a creator. And then, luck of the draw. right place, right time, right project, right artist, and so on and so on. So let me know if you guys are interested in more of these, like I make them up kind of sketch covers. Not only are they a one of one because they are a sketch cover, but I'll put a sketch cover on a comic that never got a sketch cover. Kind of sketch cover. That's how one of one it is. All right. So Spitfire it is. She's done. And then I'm going to show you. Maybe I don't know where it is. It fell over. So this is the one I'm currently working on. Here is Starstruck. This is like, I don't know what his origin story is. I'm a little confused about it. He was a prisoner of war, and then they were experimenting on him. He's a Nephilim. He's got 6 fingers on each hand. So that's a pain to draw because it's not how my brain thinks of a hand. But I charge him for the fingers. So I'm kidding. But this is Atradian Justice. So he's like a cross between Green Lantern and Superman, with a little bit of faith-based stuff that is a little questionable, but Ralph is an amazing guy. So, but those are the complete ones. I'm currently working on Red Talon. So he's going to be like a Wolverine-ish kind of guy. But I think he was a part of a government experiment also, but he uses tomahawks. This is Eternal. I don't know what Eternal does at all. I've not read any of the Eternal books. He revamped it, rewrote it, redid some pages of art. So who knows? But here's our boy. Alpha Red. So all these poses are actually Jim Lee poses. So if they look familiar to you, I went Jim Lee instead of Joe Matter on these. So that's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for starting your weekend off right here with me. I hope you enjoyed the drawing. Let's put it back up here so that people who are looking at it vertically can see. But I'll probably noodle with it. You guys know. I'll noodle with it a little bit more. So that's that. And then we topped it off with our girl Spitfire right here. So guys, you still have an opportunity to go to shopalphared.com and pick up volume 1 for the next, I think, a half hour till 9:30. And that just closes the door on the guarantee that you'll get it before Christmas, because once I turn this off, I'm gonna make up labels and stuff and get it prepared to be shipped tomorrow, and hopefully I can get it out tomorrow. If not, then Monday, and that way you'll get it for Christmas for sure. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Friday night. I hope you have a great weekend. Until next time.
With courage in his heart, a beacon of hope, he's ready to start. With faith as his armor and a fire in his soul, Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting dark darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.